Okay, so welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time to join another one of these brief Teams talks. I was explaining before we started recording, this will be very brief. And what I really am actually going to do is I'm going to share my iPhone screen. And this is something I do to test off-campus access for our resources. I actually disconnect from the Wi-Fi and use my cellular data connection. So we'll be able to see what it will look like if you're trying to access Dynamed or UpToDate from off-campus. So I'm going to go ahead and share my. Can you guys see my phone screen?
Yes.
Okay. So as I was telling Dr. Doss, we were talking before we started. I'm actually doing this based on the fact that if you've already downloaded the app. So if you don't have the app, you can find the UpToDate app and also the Dynamed app in your app store or Google. I use an iPhone. So this should work. So this should work the same way on iPhone or Android. I just happen to have an iPhone, so this is what I'm using. But in the past, we've had to go to UpToDate through the library page, sign in through the Liberty single sign-on, then create a login for the resource, and then download the app and sign into the app with our individual login information. And then we had to re-authenticate that every 90 days. And that was when we used something called Easy Proxy. This now is using something called Open Athens. So if you open the UpToDate app on your phone, this is what you'll see. And in the past, you signed in with your own individual credentials that you created. But if you look down here under login using your institution, you'll see an Open Athens link. And so you'll just tap on that. And it might take a second. And then what you're actually going to do is you're going to look up our institution. So if you start typing Liberty, it'll actually populate Liberty University. And I'll tap on that. And it might take a second. There we go. And this would look familiar. This is what you've seen before when you're doing single sign-on for resources. Anytime you click on any of our links, even on a computer from off campus, you're going to be presented with this single sign-on. And this is where you'll put in your Liberty credentials, and I'll just put in mine. I'll put in my password. And it'll transfer you to UpToDate while we complete your transfer. And now I'm signed in. Okay, so you'll accept the terms of use. Actually, I don't want to. I want to log out of that individual account. But you'll actually you can create. I wanted to mention you can create. You'll still have to create. You can actually see I was helping another physician do this at one of the clinical sites. But you'll actually still create an individual login if you want to. Because you know how you can use UpToDate or Dynamed for CME. So you'll still have to create a login or have an individual login to get that CME, but you don't need it to access the actual app.
So did you log into Open Athens? Is that what you did?
Yeah, I log into Open Athens with my Liberty credentials. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm trying, because I gave up on this because it kept saying your account is no longer activated and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's just we switched from Easy Proxy to Open Athens. So you'll just click on that Open Athens. You'll search for our institution. You'll sign in with your single sign-on, which is your Liberty username and password, and that'll give you access. And then similarly, in Dynamed, it looks a little bit different. This can be actually kind of confusing because Dynamed says, you notice up here it says sign in, but then it's got institutional network.
Right.
But you actually don't want to click on that.
Okay.
You actually want to click on this sign in. I'm trying to do it like sign in with Dynamed, and it takes you through the EBSCO single sign-on, which is our Open Athens. And it'll give you and you'll see your individual email and address or via Open Athens. So you'll click on Open Athens. And what's cool about Dynamed, and I've tried to, Dr. Doss and I were talking about this before. One of the options that Dynamed gives you is to download content for offline use, which I think is a really cool thing for students that are doing, if they're doing like medical outreach in communities that don't have reliable network access, or even internationally where they don't necessarily have really good Wi-Fi or really good data access. Well, it didn't pull up because I already signed in earlier, but it'll give you the sign on. It'll give you that single sign on that we saw for UpToDate, where you'll put in your Liberty username, your Liberty password, and I actually already installed this on my phone. So apparently, if you install one of the options you'll get, I wish I would have waited to do this before I could show you. One of the options you'll get after you sign in with your Liberty username is online only, which is just going to give you network access to Dynamed. A partial install, which is just going to give you like highlights of topics, or a full install. The full install takes up about 2 GB on your phone, so you're going to want to make sure you have enough space on your device to do that. But what's cool is I can access it offline, so I don't have to worry about whether or not I have reliable network access or anything like that.
Okay, so Rob, I just did the Open Athens, or whatever it was called, and I logged in with my Liberty account, and it took me back to a screen that says remote access lapsed. Your remote access to UpToDate is lapsed because you have not verified your affiliation with Liberty University. I don't even know what this means. You need to re-verify your affiliation to maintain remote access.
Well, in the past, what we used to have to do was access UpToDate through the LUCOM library page, and then sign in through that, and that would re-authenticate. But we shouldn't, with Open Athens, you shouldn't have to do that anymore. I can reach out to them and try to find out why you're getting that.
Okay. Took me back to the sign-in. Took me back to the sign-in page again after I did all that.
To the single sign-on for Liberty?
Yeah, and I signed on with the name of our institution and did everything you just said. It didn't work.
Yeah, I'll have to reach out to them because that should work.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's an Open Athens issue or if it's UpToDate, but I'll find out about it and get in and email you this world.
All right.
But anyway, so it's a little bit different than it used to be. It's not that different. I just know that our students in clinical situations and our preceptors and faculty that are working clinically use these heavily, and I want to make sure that people are able to access it. And Dr. Mental, I'm not sure why your access is doing that, but I'll find out, and hopefully I'll be able to email you this afternoon once I figure out.
Yeah, I'm trying it again just to see if it. No, it took me back to that same page again. Gave me that verification. Oh, wait, this time it worked.
Oh.
Oh, okay. This time it gave me the, the thing that said approve or accept or whatever, and it went through.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why. Okay. Okay.
All right.
I'm in. Awesome. Thank you.
So that's all I really had for today. If you guys have any questions with either Dynamed or UpToDate on your phone, I'm happy to come by your office, or we could do Teams, or if you run into any issues, please let me know, or we're really with any of our resources, but today, since we're talking about Dynamed.
Right. Thank you. You fixed my problem.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for your time.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
I have a question, sir.
Sure.
Is it downloading right now since I clicked the 1.77
Yep.
gig
It's installing that for offline use on your device.
So how do you know how long that's going to take?
Depends on your network speed. I think it does it in the background, so it'll keep doing it even if you're not using the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully it's doing it then, because I can't see where in the app it says it's doing it.
Okay. Yeah. I did it earlier before, like just getting ready for the Teams talk today, and it looked like it was done by the time we started at 12:30. So.
All right. Well, hopefully that's what it's doing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.